Welcome, everyone, to the podcast. Thank you so much for joining me, as always. Now, for today, this is very unique and a little bit different. I don't have my usual podcast set up like I do. And the reason why is Spirit came to me with a very important request to sit and channel. And I said to them, I don't have my usual podcasting equipment. And they said, that doesn't matter. The message does. And the message is now. And so I am sitting here with my headphones. So for anyone that might find the sound to be a little bit different or off today, it is simply me honoring Spirit, but I am rolling with it anyway. So I'm going to jump straight into this. For those of you that are joining me for the first time, I am a medium and a channeler. I do a lot of my work through mediumship. So that's communicating with spirit and people. But when I'm channeling, I'm more deeply enmeshed with the energies. They are kind of moving with me to bring a message through. So I'm hearing it for the first time that you're hearing it. And it's not me interpreting the message. It is just coming directly through me. Whereas if it was mediumship, I am receiving images or insights or sounds, symbols. I'm interpreting it and then sharing it. Channeling is more direct. And so whenever Spirit comes to me with a request to channel directly through, I know to really honor it. So I'm just going to sit here for a moment and dive into the energy and see what it is Spirit wants to share, because there is a purposefulness, they're saying, in the timing, and the timing being now, meaning it's something that needs to be shared now. So I'm just going to be quiet for a moment, tune in, and we'll see what it is. So hold on one moment here. We are the three guides of the light, and we're grateful for this opportunity to come through and speak with you all. This month of Leo has been one of intensity, one of flame. Remember that astrologically, the sign of Leo is that of fire. Fire is one of the greatest transformers, and this is something that our speaker will talk about soon. But for the sake of this message here today, we wish to talk to you about the resilience of the phoenix within fire. There are many of you listening to this that may really resonate with the concept of the phoenix, one that burns in the flames and then rises anew from its ashes. Knowing that whenever the phoenix is given as a gift, whether symbolically, energetically, the phoenix always leaves with it a golden feather. This golden feather is that of golden light consciousness. This is something we have been talking to you very often about on your planet. Especially over the last year or more, we have spoken about this golden light consciousness that is available within the land and within the trees. With the many fires that you have been seeing burning over this summer, the intensity and the heat, the transformation and the destruction, know that for every destruction, there is always something that rises from the ashes. For every one of the trees that have been burned, what is released is that golden feather, that aspect of consciousness. The trees do not go down willingly without leaving an imprint energetically for your consciousness to rise. The death of those trees is never in vain. As always, what is released is that golden feather. Ways in which you may feel inspired, willing to create something, to create a difference within your community and within your realm. Each and every one of you that witnesses this transformation of the flames and chooses to do something different about it has the opportunity to create more of those frequencies. Each of you who does this is a carrier of this golden feather. This golden feather is light and it moves with the wind. This golden feather can ebb and flow within the waters. This golden feather can land gently on the solid ground. And this golden feather, no matter how hot, cannot be burned by any flame. For consciousness is something that runs through each and every one of you. And being that you are all connected now into the sacredness of unity consciousness that is rising on your planet, You will not falter. Trust in Mother Earth's ability to be resilient, to embody the full energy of the phoenix at this time, to rise from wherever the ashes are that have fallen on her, to be born renewed in consciousness, in frequency. For each and every one of you that give of your soul and your energy to this golden light consciousness, this golden phoenix feather, your frequency helps the earth to rebuild in a higher frequency. What you do matters. The light that you carry in your heart matters. We wish to bring this information through to you now to give you hope, so that you do not feel alone and feel left adrift. This is not about a sea of lonely consciousness, but rather a collective of not only humanity, but a galactic collective here to help support you in this transition. There is much darkness on your planet that is being cleared. There are many beings coming through to help assure this. There are many levels in which they need to penetrate in order to grab the depths of where these roots have taken hold. But the light will prevail and is continuing to do so step by step. At this point now, I feel the three guides of the light stepping to the side. And I actually have another guide from my council coming forward. This is that feminine healing guide that I've talked about. And this part of the message is going to come through in mediumship. And again, I am experiencing this at the same moments in which you are hearing it. This is happening as it's happening. There's no notes in front of me. She's coming through now to say that just as the earth is going through a deep healing to be able to rise from the ashes like that of a phoenix, so too are many of you in the various ways that the energetics have touched you, specifically from the fires. And again, they're saying, they're asking me to go into more detail about the fire element and what that all means, which I will do. And I'll try and have that ready for next week's podcast. They're saying the deeper understandings and information will be there, but what you need to know is as the world is healing its wounds, as Gaia, Mother Earth, is healing its wounds, which it can, so too do you have an opportunity to further heal your wounds. This power of the phoenix to rise from the ashes is also very deeply symbolic for each and every one of you in various ways within your life. She's saying for some of you, the healing and the rising from the ashes with that golden light feather is very much in a physical healing way right now. For some of you, it's very much in an emotional healing way right now. Others of you, okay, they're saying is also in an intellectual healing way right now, where many of you may find that what you say believed even at the beginning of the summer has radically shifted. And your mind that helps you perceive your reality right now is really being confronted. And in some ways, maybe it feels like it's breaking down and you don't know what it's going to look like. But this is to allow further intellectual healing, all of this to soften the heart, because in reality, they're saying a soft heart is a greater fortress than a hardened heart. And it's interesting that they brought through the message of the fortress on Wednesday's message on my YouTube channel. So a soft heart is actually a stronger fortress than a hardened heart. And so where in your world and in your life can you embody the energy of the phoenix? What does that look like for you? Where do you need to bring that into more of your reality and recognize how much you have transformed? And what's interesting is Spirit said, without going into the individual experiences on the planet during August, they said August was meant to be fiery because it was meant to bring action potentials, momentum, and movement. Now, please hear me very clearly. That doesn't mean August was meant to burn physically in a lot of ways. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying energetically and with our evolution, August was meant to be fiery and momentum packed. And so with this tail end of Leo season up until the 23rd, there is a residual energy of this fire still before we can really ground it into the earth in the energy of Virgo, which comes in on the 24th of August. So that being said, embodying and embracing all the lessons you can from the Phoenix within each and every one of you is so valuable right now. And so when you really look into where that Phoenix is represented in your life, for some of you, it might be in a big way. And for others of you, it might be in just small little areas or even one last remnant thing. Either way, the Phoenix has a message for each and every one of you as much as it does Mother Earth, because Mother Earth is also going through such a massive ascension right now and growth as well, just as we are, but hers is on a much bigger epic scale. But something to remember too, which I will be talking about a little bit more in my Cosmic Consciousness Circle on Wednesday night. So if you're wanting to check that out, definitely sign up at avalonspirit.com, is that just as we have collective communities within humanity, planets and planetary systems have collective communities within the galaxy. And so there's consciousness there as well. So being that we are the beings on the planet right now, we are going through our Phoenix experience just as much as the planet is going through her Phoenix experience, but is also being supported by the galactic community as well. So I will talk a little bit more about that on Wednesday. But again, for this message, consider where the Phoenix is happening in your life, what that represents for you, and how you can, they're showing me how you can, with courage, vulnerability, and willingness, stand in the metaphorical flames and allow what needs to be released to burn away, trusting that within your heart you contain that beautiful golden Phoenix feather of golden light consciousness, which is being emitted all around our planet right now through the ashes. So something to consider. Now I'm just going to see if there's anything else they want to share here. One moment. Okay, and then the last thing they're showing me is the star card in tarot. Now the star card speaks about destiny, fate, what has been designed in your life path and the galactic path. And they said, not all threads of fate or threads of destiny are in a straight line. More often than not, they have many zigzags within them, but they still arrive at the same endpoint. So although the ways in which this intensity has been showing itself on our planet right now through the fires right now is not a direct correlation to destiny, the end, we will still end up at the same point of greater consciousness. And so they're saying this because in the end, we are still going to make it to where we need to be. So to trust in that and trust in the faith and not allow your energy to fall into despair and lack of hope and letting kind of your frequency fall. We can have sadness, we can grieve, and that's a very healthy and real part of it, but keep essentially your focus on playing that role that you're meant to play right now within humanity and awakening consciousness, shining a light where you feel you need to, expressing the truths where you feel you need to, and holding kindness in your heart for people around you, because it is helping the collective grow and ascend. It's creating more and more, they're showing me, an unstoppable force of movement, kind of like a wave when it's crashing in. We can't put something up to prevent a big wave from crashing in. It is a force of nature. It is a force to reckon with. And what I'm being shown is that humanity and the light and consciousness is raising and raising and raising up like this massive wave, and this wave will crash into shore to tame the flames, to bring back, again, metaphorical balance between fire and water. So keep shining your light, keep embodying your consciousness, recognize that golden Phoenix feather within each and every one of you and your ability to rise from the ashes as much as Mother Earth is rising from the ashes, no matter the wound. All right, I think that is complete. That is the message for today. So Thank you all so much for tuning in and listening to that. Allow it to sink in for you to ponder. Maybe the insights are there directly for you right now. Maybe it is a salve to your soul. Either way, I appreciate your ears and your eyes for listening, and share it with anyone that you feel may benefit from the message. Because again, this was absolutely spirit directed to just sit and speak what was to come through. So I really trust that it'll land on the ears and the hearts of those that need it most. So thank you, everyone, as always. Again, if you want to join me for Cosmic Consciousness on Wednesday night, you can sign up for that at avalonspirit.com under Cosmic Consciousness. And I will be talking more about Mother Gaia, extreme weather, floods, fires, and what all of that means. And it gets very interesting, to say the least. So I hope to see you all there. And otherwise, I will see you next week. Have a beautiful week, everyone.